Hey, everybody. I love Wednesdays because I love the men's circle and being able to come and get connected with everybody. And um, yeah, almost forgot to go live on Instagram. Here we go. We are now live officially on Instagram and everywhere else. And so excited to be here. Wednesdays are a great time to just catch up with the fellas and yeah, talk about it. Talk about whatever's going on and something that's going on. I think everybody is caught in a little bit of that looking of what's right and wrong, what's right and wrong to be a man and how do we move. So we're going to talk about that today and see where we go, because I'm kind of leaving this lot of space for this one to move, whether we move into health, we can move into conspiracy theories. Who knows where we're going? I just like to play around, and I'm in a playful spirit today, so we're going to play around with it. All right, see you soon. Peace. When I am asked to speak, I embrace the calling. It is my responsibility to make sure to leave everyone inspired to elevate in all aspects of life. In the 26 states and 10 countries, it has been my energy that is infectious and magical. The impact elevates everyone to new heights. It's time to conquer our challenges. Relationships across the board, communication gaps, fear of the unknown, limited beliefs, and all that holds us hostage in life. The path to power is peace, and peace is the power to live by. The unique perspective that I bring to the table inspires all, professionals, executives, students, coaches, and athletes to reach their highest potential. That is why I, Sid McNary, am known as the secret weapon. Whether it is tackling mental health issues, success in business, or winning at life, every moment counts. Get ready to receive the tools to win. It's time to win at everything. Let's connect today. Peace.
Hello, my name is Miles. Discover a powerful journey of resilience, purpose, and spiritual growth in the autobiography of a human by Sid McNary. In this compelling autobiography, McNary shares the personal challenges and triumphs that shaped his path to success while offering insight for professionals seeking deeper meaning and balance in their own lives. Drawing from his experiences growing up Catholic, participating in indigenous vision quests, and studying the Buddhist path, he reveals how diverse spiritual traditions ultimately guide us toward the same destination: connection with the Creator and our highest selves. Through practices such as meditation, yoga, and spirit medicine, McNary demonstrates how life's victories and hardships can become opportunities for growth, self-discovery, and lasting peace. The autobiography of a human is more than a memoir. It is an inspiring reflection for professionals striving to align purpose, personal development, and inner clarity. Available now on Amazon, this transformative story invites readers to reflect, grow, and step confidently onto their own path of self-discovery and peace.
All right. Yep. We're here. All right, let's get everybody up here and see how we unfold this deal. Yeah, right and wrong. We got a lot of stuff that seems wrong today. So we could just stay in the wrong zone, or we can move into what's right. And there's something to also with the space of, not staying stuck in what's wrong. Because if we stay stuck there, we'll keep creating it, because we're creating everything from our thoughts. And yet I think it's important to look at the things that aren't serving humanity, and then come back and get into solutions and all those things. So just kind of how I operate in my life, and I've heard some interesting stuff that recently that I'm watching unfold for people. So we'll see where we go, but I'm going to pass it. And this is what we'll do just to kick it off. We each pick somebody. So I'm going to go to Dr. Vibe first, because you usually go last. So, and then you pass it to the next person. Go ahead.
What do you want me to share?
Something about this topic of right and wrong and what's on your heart, whatever. How we go?
Okay, first of all, pleasure to be with Sid, Christopher, and Coach Hightower. It's one of the things I get to do, not got to do.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's a beautiful thing right there. Right and wrong. I believe that many of us are too hard on ourselves. And I think part of it, there's many different factors on that. Some of it could be upbringing, some could be the pressure of society. I would wish that most people look at what they do have instead of what they don't have. You know, I always, was it this morning? I always find it interesting when I go to a grocery store, I go to a bank, and I say to those people who work, especially in those professions, they got to deal with some pretty hostile people at times. And because they're dealing with food and money. So I don't know if you're gonna twirl in the divorce factor into this, because I did a pile of research on the divorce thing today. But I'll just leave it at that it just hang out with good people. Really and truly be intentional about that. Hanging out with good people is so key. And I'll just leave it at that, because I could go down that hole. I see Tony's here, so I'm retracting back. So I'm gonna
Who are you passing it to?
I'm passing to Christopher.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hi, guys. It's great to be here with you guys. I want to dovetail on what you said. Very important. You said that we get to do something. And I think, really life is all about perspectives and choices. And I gave somebody the example of this the other day. They were talking about everything that's wrong in their life and how this and that and everything. And I said, do you suppose that because you're looking for what's wrong and you're looking to see what goes wrong next to validate your point, that you're probably getting more of that than you are getting things right? And they said, I suppose so. And I said, well, I want to do an experiment with you. I said, we're on a Zoom call, coaching call. And I sat there and I said, look around your room and tell me everything that's red. And they went red, 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 red. And I said, okay, tell me everything was green. And they said, well, Chris, you were telling me to look for what's red. And I said, the same thing isn't true in life. If you wake up in the morning and go, oh, it's going to be a terrible day, there's probably going to be a lot of traffic, my boss is going to be in a bad mood, whatever it might be, you're going to find evidence to support the hypotheses that you said that was going to be a bad day. And then what you're going to do is you're going to call somebody or tell people like, man, it's been a shitty day. How's your day? Oh, it's been this. So this has happened. This has happened. This has happened. Probably go home and the hot water heater will be broken. So when we start forward casting on our problems, and then we tend to sit there and mire in it and bitch to other people, but generally not do anything about it. So I think it's really a matter of where it is you focus, that's what you get. Where focus goes, energy flows. And then the big point is, what part of the solution can I be in that situation, as opposed to just accepting it for what it is and sitting in that mire. I advise people, like, whatever small action you can start to take that will put things into motion, and that will create momentum, and that will fulfill your self-confidence. To be able to get to do those things. It's not a fact that you have to do those things. It's a fact you get to do those things. And those little perspective shifts can really change what happens and occurs in your life. And so now I will throw it over to Coach Hightower.
Hey. Thank you. It's glad to be on this platform. And I agree with everything that you gentlemen have said. And what you stated, Christopher, I agree, man. We sometimes focus on the negative and we focus on what's wrong. But I always ask myself, even when I'm in conflict, do I want to be right? Or do I want to be dead right? And that's a big difference. You can be right and you can be completely right, that it can actually compromise the solution. So I'm like you, Christopher. I'm about solution-based, man. Let's try to figure out how we can fix what we're trying to get to versus what's being right. And it don't have to be who's right, who's wrong. It's all about what's the solution. What is the goal that we're trying to get to? So let's focus on and I like how you talked about the gratitude. Let's focus on what's going right, what's not being said. One thing my wife and I, we learned, man, from our coaching counselors, is let's not always focus on the negative. Let's talk about what each other are doing right. Because we can always find the wrong. We can always find that what's not working. But let's compliment each other on what we are doing right. So I'm big on let's get to the solution goal. And the solution goal for us is happiness and peace.
Tony, what you got?
Tony. We can't hear you, Tony. Still can't hear you, Tony.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry I was late. I'm wrapping up another call. I'm assuming, I think I know what you guys are, the theme is, but if you want to tell me what the theme is for today, Sid, but I kind of got what it is based on what you guys are saying. But
I mean, we're starting off talking about what's right and wrong. We're going to move into divorces and men and wherever we go.
So I do have something to share on this, and it'll be piggybacking off of what everybody just said. And, you know, I learned something from my mentor many years ago that started to change my perspective in my life, which is Tony Robbins, and Chris touched on that, is where focus goes, energy flows, right? What you focus on expands. So right hand in glove with that is in the Bible, it says, and again, I'm not a theologian or anything, but I do know that it says a couple things in particular. Number one is have no fear. And it says it in the Bible 365 times, one for every day of the year. Have no fear. That's the only thing that's repeated that many times. Number one. Number two, seek and you shall find. And I like to pair that with Rumi's quote that says, but what you find depends greatly upon what you seek. So if you're looking for trouble, you're going to find it. If you're looking for solutions, you're going to find that. You're looking for problems, you're going to find those, much to what Christopher says, because where focus goes, energy does indeed flow. So if you focus on what you want, you're going to find more of it. If you focus on what you don't want, you're going to find that too. It's just like worry. Worrying is praying for shit you don't want. Right. So it really ultimately breaks down to that. So what the bad things that happen in your past, bad memories, bad experiences, they're always there. You can always look at those and focus on those. Oh my God, that's terrible. Right. What's bad is always available. But here's the good news. So is what's good. If you have 4 or 5 bad things going on in your life, and you have one good thing, you can look at that one good thing and feel good, or you can just ignore that one thing, don't feel good about it. But you can have 5 good things going on, one bad thing, you just focus on the bad thing, you're going to have a bad experience, you're going to have a bad day, you're going to have a bad life, and you're going to be sour to everyone that you meet. So where focus goes, energy flows. Seek and you shall find, but be careful what you're looking for. Make sure you're looking for what you want. Make sure that you're focusing on abundance and not scarcity. Because if you're focusing on scarcity, there's never enough. If you're focused on abundance, you already have what you need.
I'm going to jump in real quick and then just leave it open. You know, as you all know, I think differently. There is no right or wrong.
You're kidding. You're kidding me. Man, I need to shave my head off of that revelation. Go ahead.
There is no right or wrong. You know, people come to me all the time like, should they do that? Well, they did do it. The fact that you're able to do something says there's no real right or wrong. God is not judging you for what you do, but it is allowing you to receive what you receive based on your own actions. There is no right or wrong, and you can say that there is, but then you look at the Bible and the Crusades was built around thou shalt not kill, but then they killed. So don't give me this right or wrong stuff, because right or wrong says, for me, if it truly is wrong, it wouldn't be allowed. So it is allowed. So then we have to actually choose what we're going to do. Too much of anything is just too much. I don't care what it is. Too much love. I got a bunch of parents that call me right now. All they did was love their kids. They never freaking did anything other than what they perceive as love. And now they got some ornery, bad kids. One of them's running the country. It's real like that. So there is no right or wrong. We have to actually make choices. Know that too much of anything is just too much. God created a whole thing of everything. And when done in a loving manner, I don't care what it is, when it's done with love, it'll be love. And I know this happens a lot when I'm working with people. Some people would say, all right, what's the worst case scenario for, I work with a lot of women at times. And they'll say rape. And I'm like, okay, so when you go home and your husband, you walk in the door and he just loves you up and rips your clothes off. Did you love it or not? Yeah, I love when they do that. Okay, well, you just had something that wasn't appropriate. But when it's done appropriately, you won't be calling it wrong. You'll actually give it a whole nother name. You call it love making. He was so aggressively sensual. No. Actually, he did what you say you don't want. You just liked it because it was appropriate in the moment. Not because it was right or wrong. Because you take it in another context, they aren't going to be happy about it. And that's it. So we have to learn to be appropriate. And that's which leads into the idea of divorce. Now, I've had a couple of them. And Sometimes I wasn't appropriate. Sometimes they weren't. But I know what really transpired for me was learning to look at myself and to get over what everyone else thought was right and wrong. The dog agrees. Whoever's dog that is. Thank you for agreeing. And go for it. Anybody.
Before you go into the divorce thing, let me just touch on that, because there's a piece of that makes sense. It's almost like, the whole Me Too movement, right? There was some validity to that, but of course it got blown out of proportion, and just like everything does. And now what goes for sexual assault or sexual harassment is any little thing you look at somebody wrong is sexual harassment. So it's gotten too far, right? And what happens is, as a perfect example, Mary walks into the office and she's wearing a nice new sundress, and the really good looking guy in the office says, "Hey, that dress looks great on you. I hope you have an amazing day." Thank you. She walks down the hall and the freaking ugly dude that nobody really likes says, "Wow, that dress looks amazing." She files a complaint with HR. Same goddamn thing. He simply said, "Hey, you look great in that dress." But in her mind, she didn't want that compliment from him or from her. So now it's sexual harassment, which is absolute bullshit, by the way, in my opinion. I think that we've gotten too soft as a society and we let everything kind of hurt us, right? And the reason is because most of us, thank God, don't have any real problems. And the one thing that again, my mentor said time and time again, it burns into my memory, is the biggest problem that people have. This one's quotable and writable. The biggest problem that people have is they think they shouldn't have any problems. And that's bullshit, because problems are a sign of life, right? Problems are like this, up and down, peaks and valleys, highs and lows, right? You know what else is like that? It's like saying, "No, I just want my life to be calm and peaceful." Okay, let's put a sound to that. You want it to be nice and smooth, right? Beep. That's death. Problems, beep, 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 up and down, that's life. And if you've got the only ones that don't have any problems are 6 feet under or in a little vase. Back to you, because I just wanted to drop that in before moving to divorce, because I think that's an important distinction that people really need to understand. If you get a compliment from the wrong person, it's offensive. So stop, let it roll off your back. It's a compliment. Let go.
I mean, there is a lot to that, right? Like, there is the compliment that has a motive.
Yeah, I get that.
And so it's all going to be, which then for me in my life looks like, heck, if I don't know you might look stunning, but I might not say anything just because I'm not sure how you're going to take it. So knowing that the world is operating in a certain fashion means that I have to pay attention how I'm moving in the world. Like, be in the world, but not of the world. There is that. Like, so I hear you, but then same thing goes with what I'm saying. Like, the things that often can be perceived as wrong, I have to know the context. I have to know what I'm putting myself in. Like, what is the situation, so that I know that my actions are going to come with a natural reaction in the world. Like, that's real. I have to know that if I go outside and I yell at my neighbor and I'm trying to get his attention, I might not, he may come back at me like, "Hey man, what the heck?" And then I have to address that. Like, so it's okay to be in the flow of all things as they come. And they're all coming your way because you see them that way, period. 9 times out of 10, the guy that, and I'm including myself in this, the guy that is looking at somebody, because I've done it, with a compliment that comes from a place of, "Hey, I'd really like to get to know you more," versus just a straight up compliment, people will respond differently based on my energy I put out into the world. So I think that's important for people to just take ownership of everything, how it comes at you, everything, because you didn't have to say the compliment. Coach, I can't hear you.
Thank you. I was saying Tony actually raised a good point in regards to right or wrong, and I think this actually hits on many subjects when we're talking about perception as well as sexual harassment. It can be perceived based off how the person perceived it. and you may not have no intention whatsoever, but just based off their perception of how they felt, you can fall within those categories of what's considered harassment. And that's a very thin line today because of that, you now have to be very cautious on what you say, how you respond, at least in corporate America. And, well, even throughout corporate America, but in and out more so in corporate America. But you have to be very careful in what you're saying and what you're doing, even if your intent is good. And I'm speaking from experience and being a leader in many different areas. It's based off the person's perception. So when you leave it up for interpretation, it's like anybody can pretty much be accused of something. And once again, as the saying say, the accusation alone is enough to damage you, even if you had no intent and didn't do it. The accusation alone. So it kind of goes back to what you were speaking about earlier, Sid. I love what you talked about with actually reference to Romans, I think 12:22, when it says, "Don't be conformed of this world, but be transforming with the mind." We're speaking about the number one leader of the free world. I remember meeting with a CPA man, and he had made a comment. This is before the current administration took place. He said, "I don't give a damn what he do. I don't give a damn how many coochies he grabs. As long as he's making me money, we're good." That wasn't a relationship I was willing to have. So therefore, he was definitely fired on the spot. It's bigger than policy. It's all about, for me, it's all about the character of the person.
Yes.
We're not even talking about policy. We're talking about the character of the person. So when we talk about right or wrong, some things are right and some things are just definitely wrong.
This is true. And I agree with that statement. But the other side of the coin is, now that person's character is great, except they're doing all the wrong things and hurting everybody and destroying the country or whatever they're doing, whether it's a company or whatever it is. So it really is a delicate balance between the two, because you can't have a guy that's really nice guy, really good values, yet he's making all kinds of mistakes and he's not doing what he's supposed to do. You have somebody that's maybe gray area, but he's doing the right thing. So which one are you going to go with ultimately? If you only can go with one or the other, it is. I mean, that's why it's individual choices and individuality that each one of us have to look within ourselves and see, are we willing to be with somebody that maybe their character isn't great, but they're doing what needs to be done for safety, security, and for the growth of that company? Or are we going to go with the guy that is a really nice guy, goes to church every day, but the company is crashing, it's crashing and burning because the right things aren't being done? So you got to, and you can say, well, I don't want either of them. Okay, well, but you need to have one of them. So otherwise you really have nothing. So it is a conundrum, and everybody has to have that inner, just have that inner dialogue and inner conflict, inner discussion with yourself, and figure out what it is that you want to do. Because again, there is no perfect man, right? He came, and he's gone, maybe to come again, hopefully one day. Yet nobody's perfect. And somebody made a post yesterday that I thought was interesting. She's not political. She says, I vote my conscience and who I think is aligned best with my values. And I respect that. By the way, that is my opinion. I'm a fiscal conservative and a social liberal. Do what you want. Don't make me pay for it. But that's just my own personal way of looking at it. But the reality is, she said, we're living in a time right now with the social media and everything else that both the politicians and social media and the media, just if they don't like something, they attack. And when they attack, now they've slandered the hell out of somebody. So now to uncover, whether it's true or not, by the way, on one side or the other, this isn't a political statement. You can slander someone in such a way that they can never recover from it, even if it's not true. Or there's someone else that's super guilty of something, but it's been covered up so much by the media, by social media, by the power that be, that you never really know what the truth really is anyway. So we live in a time of so much information, yet is the information accurate? It's very difficult right now. And that's why when people are fighting and losing friendships over politics, I think those are the stupidest people alive, by the way. And I'll say it here loud and proud. If you're breaking up with friendships and you're not going to dinner with families and you're breaking up your family because of political views, you are the pawn, you are the sheep, and you are an idiot.
Wow. Tony called me an idiot. Cool, just like Jason did. I think it's about subjectiveness.
Because of political views that are not
No,
clear.
You just called me an idiot, Tony, just like your friend Jason called my wife something because
All right, let's not go there.
she went
Listen,
to
no need to go. No need to go any further. I'm just.
I can go as far as I want.
You brought it up, Tony. So how you gonna?
I could go as far as I want. You just called me an idiot.
What I'm saying is,
full of shit.
We're all misinformed. We're being lied to by the media and by everyone. So just be aware of that, and then run from that point forward. Right now, who said what? I don't know. I'll let you go invent and say whatever you want. But that's my position. It's not because I just think it's wrong on either side.
Well, here's how I see it. I'm gonna just throw this in and then throw it over to Chris. That there is no right or wrong. It's called, are you moving people forward or taking them back? And if you're taking them back, then you need to be fired immediately. Hire slow, fire fast. We hired and we need to fire. That's how I see it in America. Hire slow, fire fast. We hired somebody, and I look at our country and we're going in the wrong damn direction. Fire fast. Unfortunately, we have a country that doesn't live that. So we get stuck as people with the same bad bull crap that we are moving in the wrong direction. And when I say that, I'm talking about the majority of people, which is the 99%, not a 1%. I don't give a damn, which, if you're in America and you're making $36,000, you are in the 1% of the world. So I'm only talking about America, United States of America, because it's not even Central America, South America. Right. It's right here. And it's called, we are moving in the wrong damn direction. And when will the men, because really, in my eyes, God created men with more strength. Like, I know there's some women getting super strong out there in the world, but on the average, men are stronger. Therefore, protection starts with us. And when are we going to demand that if we are moving in the wrong direction for the children first, for the women second, for the men third, if we are moving in the wrong direction, we got to fire fast. We got to figure it out. I don't care what we got to do. We got to go get it done. And I don't care who it is. And if you get your boxers and your tighty whities in a bind because someone says, I don't want to follow you because you say some BS. Well, guess what? That's your problem. You opened your mouth. Could have kept it to yourself. But if someone doesn't like it and they fire you, don't come back at my wife or we got a problem. We got a real problem. I don't care. I don't even need to know the rest of the story. You come at my wife, we got a problem. Like, this is real. A guy with a Trump mask during the Trump times or the COVID times came to my wife and pushed her out of the way at Starbucks. You know, I took my shirt off, went in there and said, hey, my man, it's me and you. Let's dance. Mm-hmm. He got so damn scared, he ran off. That's real for me. Like, ignite me, thank you. Because all you got to do is awaken the spirit in me. And I just lost a bunch of years, so I'm going to be okay with it. Like, my body just says, boom, all right, we're back. Superman, unleash, go after this person. So don't come at my wife. Like, and men, I hope you stand like that in a positive way for the person you call your wife. Thank you, Chris, for being that guy. Like, I support you in every way. If someone, and Jason, the person that got called is my friend. Someone comes out after your wife, men, stand the frick up. And right now we got someone coming after your wives, your children, and they're running the frickin' countries. We got a bunch of them. I'm not talking about one dude. It ain't just one dude. We got a bunch of people coming after our wives, our children, our grandmothers, our everybody. It's time for us to stand up as men. That's just how I roll. So anybody, Chris, I'm throwing it over to you.
I agree with that. And by the way, Chris, not calling you an idiot, nor do I think you are. Otherwise, we wouldn't be friends. What I'm trying to say is there are people that I've walked away from because of their crazy, incessant political views and even attacks towards me. I'm like, I don't need to deal with that. So that's what I mean. So I have walked away from people, but it wasn't my decision. You know, I tell people, I said, if I cut you off, you handed me the scissors.
I just posted that yesterday. I think it's it's really right and wrong is such a subjective aspect of life, but it goes back to something we had said earlier. It's however you want to define it, your morals, your values, what doctrine you subscribe to, if it's a religious context. For me, it's, are you a good person or not? Are you, like you just said, Sid, are we moving things in a forward progression or not? And there is so much that is going on that could be subjective. And some people could say, hey, no, I agree with that. I just heard the other day, apparently there's this whole thing where there's a website that are teaching men how to rape their wives. And my wife told me about this, and I was like, how fucking disgusting is that? What are we doing with that? She's like, you need to do a show about it. And I'm like, that's insane. And some people would say, oh, my wife is asking for it. She gives me the signals or whatever it might be, or I really don't care. We're married. Those people are not good people. When you're name calling, that doesn't make you a good person. When you're trying to split hairs about what's right and wrong, I think that's an opportunity for a conversation. And, we just got to look at what's the greater good for people and what's my intention. So when I think about the compliment for the girl, what's my real intention? Of course, my intention most likely is going to be, I want her to think that she's pretty and she feels good. She made the good choice. But also I have to ask myself, especially like you guys said, it's important to know the context of what it is that we're doing and the appropriateness of something. And I used to be that guy. Hey, everything that looks nice. That looks nice. And now it's like, you know what? Unless I know that person, unless I'm really good friends with them, do I feel my comment or my compliment is going to be advantageous to that person? Or is it just better if I leave it to myself? So it's just about, am I a good moral judge of character for myself and trying to be that good person? Because everybody's definition of right or wrong is based on their own experiences in their life and what they get the validation for and from their close group of people. Oh yeah, that's okay to say that. Fuck them if they do that. But for me, it goes back to, are you a good person? Are you bringing love and opportunity to the world? Are you attacking? Are you accusatory? Are you defensive? That's the thing for me. And I appreciate you saying that, Tony. But when people make those general statements that you're an idiot for doing X, Y, and Z, I take that personal. And like Sid said, when Jason said that really, really infuriated me, because he said, if you went, I think it was something about the Kings thing. I can't remember, you said you're an idiot or something like that. And I was like, okay, that's where I'm done. He does lots of good things in the world, but that does not illustrate that he's a good person when he says stuff like that. So I didn't appreciate that. And I just decided, you know what, that's a relationship that I don't need to have anymore. That person doesn't necessarily need the joy and the love that I bring to the world. And it felt good for me to say that, because that was right for me. Because again, looking at the values and the morals of the overall integrity of a person and the situation that's at play, you got to feel good about who you have in your life and who you allow in your life, because so oftentimes we tolerate other things and other people in our life that we necessarily may not agree with, and that can drag us down. So for me, it's about all having the goodness in my life and knowing that what I'm putting out into the world is good. It's not perfect, but my intention every single day is to make the world a better place for who I am and what I say. And so hopefully that helps somebody.
I mean, I just want to
I'll leave one quote. One of the things that the reality is that, and again, learned this from Tony, is that in life, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you tolerate. So if you're tolerating, whatever you're tolerating is what you're getting. You're not getting what you deserve, you get what you tolerate. And that means the people around you as well. And again, I walk away from people, yet I don't usually walk away and burn the bridges and want to burn their house down or disagree with them, so they should be censored and put down and everything else, which that's the madness that we're living in today. And I think we should probably do a show just specifically on that, and misinformation, disinformation, and being able to understand and really ultimately it's about you. And the way I look at it, again, my cleanest way of saying is, I said it before, I'm a fiscal conservative, and a social liberal. Do whatever you want. Just stop trying to make people pay for stuff that they don't agree with, whether it's religious, whether it's spiritual, whether it's emotional, whatever. If I don't believe in X, then you shouldn't be, and it's a charity that's being given to that person, then I shouldn't be forced to pay that. That's where the fiscal responsibility needs to come in, by the way, in this country, because just yesterday I was watching videos that somebody posted from, some place in Turkey where they're ripping apart the American flag, ripping apart Trump's flag, ripping apart this one, ripping apart that one. And yet we're continuing to fund these very same people that want to take us down, that want to destroy us and everything else. So again, it's a big conversation. Yet again, misinformation and is really tearing the fabric of this country apart. And I remember I grew up in a time when a journalist made a fake story, whether they knew about it or not, they lost their job. Now we have journalists that wrote a whole fake story. They got Pulitzer Prizes, including the New York Times, a whole fake story. Not only do they still have their job, Pulitzer Prizes were stripped away. So we need to start holding our politicians and our media accountable for what they're saying. Is it true or is it your opinion? You can't share your opinion and share it as if it's truth, because now you're dividing people.
Well, right? You can't go there though. Like I get that you think that that's dividing, but that is actually, there's got to be something to someone sharing something because they are reporting, and they may not have
your opinion. It's opinion. Half the stuff that we've been told. Just let's go back to COVID. How everybody's saying, if you don't get the shot, it's a season of death. If you don't get the shot, not only are you going to die, but you're going to kill everyone around you. And if you get the shot, you save yourself, you become a hero. Not only did the shot not help anyone, it actually hurt a lot of people, killed people, myocarditis, blood clots, and everything else. It may have helped a couple of people, but it hurt more than it helped. But yet we're being lied to. I've been having a conversation about Enron lately, because we're talking about, the fragility of companies and knowing what is it real? Is it fake? And people are talking about, and you know what I'm referring to, Sid, the whole investment thing. And the reality is, when Enron was crashing and burning in 2000, the talking heads on TV, both the regular media and MSNBC and all of those people, as it was coming down from 150 to 140, oh my God, it's amazing purchase. You're getting down to 130. Oh my God, it's great. I'm going to buy more at 120. If you liked it at 130, you're going to love it at 120, at 85, all the way down into about 19 or 20, when they finally said, oh my God, we have a problem. But all they did was lie to us. All the institutional money and the big
hold on. We're getting too far.
No, hold on. It's important. And all the dumb money came in, which is the individual investor that's trying to chase a dream and make a couple of dollars. So they suckered us in. The media suckered us in, and nobody was held accountable.
Well, no, they didn't sucker us in. See, that's the problem here to me. Like, to me, this is where it is. It's not a us thing. It's called a you, whoever bought into the BS. I didn't get the shot.
And I didn't buy into it.
Hold on. Because we keep going too far away. Like, right or wrong, I don't see it as wrong that they actually are doing this. Because if you are doing your job as a human, then you are learning to understand what is happening and elevating yourself. And then you stop voting for people that are going to take you down the dark path. Like, all of us have to do our work. And if you haven't raised your children like that, I'm going to let you know. That's why they're living in your house at 30 years old. My children moved out of here at 18, period, exclamation point. And if they needed to come back, they would come back. Yet they are thriving because they actually make choices and live their life on their own for what is right and wrong for them. But this idea that something is wrong, it's not possible. It's not possible.
And I gotta just wrap this story up with the Enron, and this is where it's important, because there is right and wrong. And even if you knew and you were an investor, you were a smart investor, they lied. They cooked the books. So the books were cooked. What was presented to the public, they cooked the books. But the people that were the professionals that were telling you to buy this, they knew what was going on. Right. So there is right and wrong, Sid. I'm sorry to disagree with you. No,
there isn't. Like, you're giving your money to these people? That's on you. And you can call it wrong for you to do that, but I'm not doing that.
But it's an investment. What I'm saying is, it was sold as a good investment, and it was done. And where it was wrong is that they lied to the masses.
Well, damn, please bring me 1 million of those people, and I will sell them a penny for $1.
Listen, but that's
because it's a good
misunderstanding. Listen, and this is, by the way, anybody who invests in the stock market or anything else, it's important to understand that they intentionally misled and misguided the small investor so that the big investor can get out. Institutional money. That's what I'm trying to say. They were intentionally deceitful, and they brought a lot of people in, and everybody lost their money. Not everybody. The little people that came in. So I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that the people that invested weren't wrong, because they were being misled and lied to by the people that they were supposed to trust. All I'm saying is we need accountability from the people that are disseminating information, that if they intentionally know that they're lying, they need to be held accountable. They need to be fired.
You know, you're talking two circles, and this is what I'm going to say about this. You're talking two circles. Here's the one circle, because I know you, and I got an elephant's mind. So here's the two circles. You say that we need to get rid of all the aid for the people in struggling, but now you want to aid these idiots that are investing in some crap. No, I don't buy that. Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
No, I didn't. I did not say that. I would like to go back to the videotape to where I said that we should stop all aid to people. I
didn't say all. I'm talking about the people that are struggling mentally. You've said these things at times, that you don't want to give money to these people, but now you want me to give money to the idiots that invest in some bull because they ain't smart enough to know the difference?
Wait, I'm not saying to give those people money either. I'm not saying to make them whole. I'm just saying it's wrong. And what I said about mental health, again, mental health has such a wide spectrum now too. Now you have people that say they have ADD, and because of that, they can't go to work because they can't focus. And now they need to be on Social Security, be supported by those of us who work. I grew up with ADD.
That's it right there.
To navigate around
it.
That was emotional. Oh, I'm too. I have anxiety.
You don't want to give them money, but you want us to care about the idiots investing in something they didn't. No, they didn't vet better than that.
No. Sid, you're going away from the thought. I was saying I care about the fact that somebody is lying and not being held accountable, and because of their lies, people are getting hurt. That's what I'm trying to say.
Now let's look at that one then, because you keep making these statements. And so, all right, what about this guy that's lying in the White House that you defend? Like, when are you going to actually stand on something and live on that?
Because, listen, we don't know everything that's happening at Eddie.
I don't care. We know he's lying.
I don't know what's wrong.
If you don't know he's lying, you ain't watched anything that's ever come out of his mouth, because he will say something two different ways. That's called one of them was a lie.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
So then why don't you believe we should get him like you're talking about this other stuff? Because it's because you don't think it's affecting you. So then when Chris wants to stand up,
this should not be about the person. This is about the freaking problem, guys.
But you just said it was about the person that lied.
But it's a systemic problem, is what I'm trying to say. We got to get rid of everyone that's lying and deceiving and hurting people. That's the problem. And by the way, sometimes you got to do bad shit to get to the good result.
No, that's called justifying your lies.
Somebody comes into my house.
Come on, man.
To hurt my family, to get the result to keep my family safe, I'm going to have to put them down.
And then you're going to lie about it.
But I would say, Tony, actually, that's different. As Sid started off with the podcast, and I love the Peter 3:11, which talks about you must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. Are we really seeking peace? Are we really doing good? These are the questions that we really get to ask. We don't have to have all the answers, but we know the majority of things is not running right. We also know the top person that's in the top office actually is over the FCC. So he controls a lot of the media, the narrative that plays throughout the airwaves. Let's not forget, man, we have a sitting president, and I'm not talking about policies. I'm talking about values and norms of a person. Literally kidnapped a sitting president and his wife. And we actually ignored that like it didn't exist. We ain't asking no questions. We're not saying nothing. We literally are funding genocide in Israel. We're not saying nothing. We're ignoring it. Do you think we will not be judged as a whole? So it's not, for me, it's not about, we can talk policy, but let's just look at the values and norms of the people. Have we gotten to the point as humans that capital is more important than human lives? We have become so desensitized that we're ignoring so many things like it's the norm.
You're right.
You made a good point. 33%. America is living very well compared to the rest of the country, the rest of the world. As a person that traveled the world, man, I say this all the time. You can be a bum on the streets in America and still have a better life than most people throughout the world.
100%.
It's a privilege to be homeless and to be a bum in America because you still have access to resources. Nevertheless, there's still systematic issues. But let's not even look at the systematic issues. Let's look at the value and the characteristics of the person. And I do agree. A lot of our politicians are not for the people for the most part. I truly believe there's people that has good intentions in getting in office, but once they get in office, that systematic system stops you from really wanting to do good. So once again, I go back and ask, are we doing good? And are we seeking peace? And are we pursuing it?
And it's real for me when I look at, are we seeking peace? We go to war with billions of dollars.
Correct.
We go around the neighborhood with $0.
Correct.
Flint, Michigan, water.
That's been over 20 years, right?
Come on now. Like you gotta actually look at what's real. I don't care who it is. And I'm not saying that that's one guy, because that's a system of people that has that's 5 people, 5 terms that nobody has done anything for the water. But yet all those terms, we've gone to fight for oil. We've gone to fight for this, that, or the other. Like, come on now. Like at some point, we, the people, have to sit here and say, I'm calling you on your BS, your belief systems. Because those that are believing that we're actually doing good that way, full of it. Just that simple. Like you can't tell me that we care about the people here and we still got a bunch of people homeless. Because it doesn't have to be that way. You can't tell me that we care about the children and we haven't launched the Epstein files. Like, let's get real about this. At some point, we have to get real, and we got to be at peace on the inside saying, nah, if I need to, I'm going to curse your ass out and I'll be right in your face. I got to be at peace with that because it's not wrong to do that if I'm elevating everybody. It's not wrong to call out BS. See, but here, for some reason, the trickery is, it's interesting you got on a red shirt. Oh, Dr. Vibe does too, but he got blue on too. But anyway, the trickery of it is that we got people arguing over bullshit and supporting the BS. Here's one. There's good people on both sides. If one side is killing people, I don't give a damn what you're doing. You hanging with them, you're part of the problem. You are not a good person. Me as president don't get to say that. Or we need to come after you. Like that's real talk for me. Like, hey, at this point, I'm ready to ride. Like whatever we got to do, I'm ready to ride. It just so happens that my grandma keeps me pulsing into the peace, even though I'm at peace in it. She's like, let's go with. So I'm honoring my grandma, but at some point, we got to ride. At some point, we got to call the war party. See, those are the people I come from. I come from warriors. Like, no, at some point, enough's enough. Giving you the pass for too long. 20 years, too long. Too long. That's just where I come from. And what I like about this is I hope it echoes out into the world so people know, don't even come to me if you sit in that bullshit life. If you sit defending the Epstein files, hey, cancel me. Cancel me, please, from your algorithm. I don't want to be in it so that other people can come and we can grow together. But if you are still supporting that, hey, ride out. Let me go. It's okay. Let me go. Go do your thing.
I agree wholeheartedly. That's definitely a right or wrong thing. And the fact that hasn't been brought to light is definite guilt. And that, again, goes back to the moral character of the person and the people that support them. That has not been brought to light and the justice hasn't been taken, because if it would have been anybody else, any other president, any other situation, Lord knows would people be mighty upset. So I agree with you, Sid. I mean, that is where, the United States of America and the people within the world need to stand together and say, we won't tolerate that anymore. But that's
brother, I love you. I love you, and that's a bit of a disingenuous statement because those Epstein files were in hand for Joe Biden. They were in hand for even Trump before that, and they were in hand with when Obama was president. So to say again, that's why we need to kind of understand that.
I'm not saying it's because of one man.
By the way, I'm not defending shit on the Epstein files. Anybody that's in them should be hanging from a tree. Everyone that's in them and is guilty should be hanging from the tree, and I'll provide the rope. Okay, I don't care which side of the fence you're on, but we can't put that at this guy and say he hasn't released them. First of all, remember,
here's why you can. Here's why you can.
And there was
around for a while. Nobody lives in yesterday. Stop. Like,
you know
at this point, we have to put it on the person that has them.
Today.
Listen, I understand. You're right. You're right.
No, you're defending
him. You defend him for that based on the past of other people's wrongs.
The Democrats stopped the release of it in the first place, and a handful of freaking Republicans, and then they released it. I don't know what the hell's going on with it now. The reality of it is there's so many people on both sides of that. There's so many people in the media and in Hollywood and in multinational corporations and other governments that are on it. You think it's just one person that's keeping this shut? It's not. It's everybody. The whole system.
But let's stop making excuses for it and go get the damn file.
Yeah, I'm not making excuses for it.
Anybody that's not willing to
didn't release them.
They shouldn't be in office, man. Like, the people shouldn't even be in office if they aren't willing to give up their life for what we voted them in for. Go get the damn file.
Exactly.
Go get the file. And stop making excuses for this boy that wants to make a ballroom. Go get the files. Go get the files. That's it. Don't talk to me. If you have any power more than what I have, go get the files.
I agree.
That's it. Like, don't give me an Obama or Biden or Clinton. I don't care what they did. It's too late now. What's happening right now is an idiot won't give up the files. And people want to defend it based on the crap you just said.
I don't disagree that it should be released, but going back even to what Coach Hightower was saying, how you have people suffering, children dying. This is not a new phenomenon. This has been happening. We've been funding genocide and this shit for decades. So again, to put it on one guy, come on, he's not king. He can't do it all. You know, they
wait. He can do that one. He can do that one. It's called release the files. He can do that. So is all the stuff you're saying about to defend him, I get it. That's your guy. But my guy or not, I knock your freaking teeth out if you got the files and you don't unveil them.
Let it burn.
That's real talk for me. Like, and I'm at peace with that. I'm so at peace with it. I'm putting it out here right now, and I don't care who hears it. If you're my guy and you're part of that, I'm knocking your teeth out.
I agree. If listen, I think that I'm going to say it again. Everybody on that list, if they're proven guilty, should hang. And I'll provide.
Stop defending the other stuff.
I'm not defending anything.
You are. This guy, he's like everybody else. This, that, and the other.
I'm pointing out. Listen, I'm pointing out the obvious. That's people that are so vehemently against one. But this isn't one person, guys. This is several.
I'm not against him. I'm against all the things he's been doing. Starting with, I mean, I could sit here and just say there's too many things. And even though they're yesterday, some of these things are like yesterday. Like,
all right, so listen, if you say we can't live in yesterday, then don't live in yesterday because you don't know what he's going to do today. Maybe he'll release him this afternoon.
Nah, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that when the guy's doing a fake assassination and trying to get through this program with.
You don't live in the past, but wanting to live in yesterday, but not wanting to live in 2 years ago, or thinking about 2 years ago. You only want to think about 2 weeks ago and 6 months ago. You can't do that. If you're going to say that's
right now. Like, that's right now. Now, I can't go after him for the fake shootings that he's had over this time.
I agree.
I can't go after him for the fake shootings he's had over this time, but I know he's still carrying the files, regardless of everything else. Today, right now, where are the files? In his lap.
No, because you see him walking around, he's not holding anything. So even that, it's a play on words, brother. It's a play on words.
They're in his lap. Because all he has to do is take that pen out of his pocket, sign the files out. So, yes, they are.
These little things called national security. There's these things.
Whatever. Sign the files, man. I know you want to give him an excuse. I get it. Sign the files. Sign the files, and so we can export his wife.
I'm
Sign
telling
the
you, it's
file.
not as simple.
Sign the file. That's
I
it.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Just sign the files.
I agree with you.
Just sign the files. I'm gonna keep going back to that because that's still happening right now. Sign the files. Sign the files. Like, don't let it go. I don't care. War, sign the files.
But again, I have to say,
someone had a gun near you. So what? Sign the files. Like, sign the files.
What Trump did before he left office, like
he lied like shit.
Presidency, he created the first department to go after human trafficking and protect children and women. You know, one of the first things that was done on day one of the
what was the department of the police for?
It was canceled, and you can't. But you guys, you can't, dude. You
what
can't.
was the FBI for? What was the CIA for? If they weren't doing that special, we need a special one because we got all these people that overlook this stuff, but we need a special crew to overlook this one thing because actually, I need to control you. I need to control you so you don't come after me.
Was it 2003 when he first got convicted, or 2004 when he first got convicted, Jeffrey Epstein? So what happened to everybody from 2003 to today? Every politician, every senator, every congressman, every president, every vice president, every cabinet member.
I don't care, man. Sign the files. Sign the files. There's no right or wrong. Just sign the files.
Listen, I agree with you. We agree on that. But what I'm saying is, you want to crucify one guy, but you're willing to.
I just want the files. I just want the files.
I agree with you. You want to keep.
I don't need to go anywhere else. Just sign the files. Like, it's real. Like, and anything you say, I'm just like, just sign the files.
I agree with you.
Great, sign the files. I'm glad you agree. Sign the files.
I signed him. I signed him today.
Awesome.
I go out to Home Depot and buy a tractor trailer worth of rope.
Awesome. And what I love about this, like, in case you didn't know this, I sat around a table with everyone, numerology around the table, except for my sister. I had a faith seeker, me as a teacher, everybody else around the table were ones. They were leaders. And so we argued, and I'm at peace with arguments. Like, I'm at peace with it. There's no wrong argument. Like, we get somewhere. I know you are.
Well,
and it's okay.
You know that I enjoy it.
Now I just need them to sign the files. Like, at the end of the show, I'm going to say my last thing. I'm going to say it right now, but my last thing I'm going to say before we get off, sign the files. Please echo this, people. Everything you go back to, anytime you talk about politics, go right back to sign the files. Sign the files. Let's clear this up. Sign the files. Let's go to the depths of Uganda and clean it up. Sign the files. Let's get this thing done. It's time for us to move forward. We have, in football, it was simple. We are only as strong as our weakest link. Our weakest link right now is that mother that can sign files, which is terrible that leader is the weakest link. Even if he got to take it like JFK, hey, you wanted to run for president, take it, sign the files. If he ain't in there and the files are going to heat it up on him, sign the files. If Israel's going to come after you, I don't care, sign the files. Sign the files. Like, that should be I should run for president. That's all I should say. I ain't talking about nothing till we sign the files. Vote for me, sign the files. Sign the files. Just sign the files. What are you going to do? Sign the files? Sign the files. Sign the files. Take care of the kids. Take care of the women. Sign the files. And if you aren't that convicted in your life, get out of the way so someone else can sign the files. Stop making excuses for sorry-ass behavior. I call it LBC, low budget character. Anybody that knows me from the beginning, I said, I don't really care what his policies are. I can't vote for him, low budget character. But all you people that voted for him know that you can. You can vote for low budget character because you don't put God first. In your life, it wasn't God first. It was your money first. If you want to hurt children first, do all these things first. I am God first. If it doesn't look like God, I don't want part of it, which is sign the freaking files.
Well, my big thing was close the borders. Sign
the files, man. Sign the files.
Secure the borders. Put us back in a position where we're an economic power.
Man, the borders ain't closed right now. People fly, they boat, they do all types of stuff. Sign the files. Don't make any more freaking excuses. Sign the files.
Sign the files.
Sign the files, clear it up. Like, so we can stop killing our beautiful people. So we can stop killing Michael Jacksons and Tupac's and all these different people that probably were speaking to, go back and listen to them, sign the files.
Yeah, I think you're right. I believe that. I think that now the more we see it, the more we learn is that he was taken out because he was speaking against that. Neverland Ranch was
But who did he speak out against?
That he would take kids to
Sign the
protect.
files.
Yeah.
Who did he speak out against? He said, "Don't ever let this person be." Sign the files. Like, it's real talk for me. Like, I hate to be like that, but I'm just gonna keep rolling back to that. Sign the files, please. Somehow, God, I'm calling to you right now. Strike this motherfucker down if he won't sign the files. And I hope anybody that hears it, 2 or more agree in my Father's name, so it shall be. I hope anybody that hears it can actually echo that so that we can get the files signed and we can actually show up.
Yes.
That's what right or wrong looks like. Right or wrong looks like taking care of everybody. And when you see it's going in the wrong direction, shift and get in the right direction. Sign the files.
Yeah. My fear is that he's going to get us all blown up because he doesn't want to have the file signed. And then that's the way that, what a way to go out.
I think they're actually smarter than that. Like when I look at, I don't think Iran's coming after us yet like that. They're smart. They were smart enough to play chess with a bunch of drones. Okay, you don't give us the nuclear warheads. We got drones that will keep taking you out. That's a chess move against somebody playing checkers. That was a chess move. I don't think they're coming after us like that. That's why I keep writing to all these presidents of all these different countries. I'm writing people because I want them to empower us to get the files. Like all of them. We got to come together as a world. It ain't about this one person. I don't care if you call it No Kings. I don't care if you call it get the files. I don't care what you call it. It's called right. You can't call it right and wrong and say this is wrong and then turn around and say I'm going to support this person for that. Bullshit. Nope. Not on my watch. I've never tried. I've never really sat here and dominated this show like this. But today it's about signing the files. And I swear, like when I'll probably do the AI thing, let it cut it up. It's probably just going to do like all the different times I said sign the files. I wish I could get somebody to just pull that.
A new rap song.
Into a song. Sign the files. Sign the files. I don't care what you got to say. Sign the files. Like,
sign them.
Yeah. I love it. Jackie said, if we stand united we will stand. Absolutely.
It's Jock, not Jackie.
Oh, my bad.
Jackie Craig.
I have a Jackie that's spelled Q-U-I. So my bad. My bad. And you got your wife, I assume, or your partner in the picture. And most people think when they see Sid and it's me and my wife, they're not sure who the hell to talk to. But appreciate it.
Sid, you said something I want to comment before we get off. You said Iran has not hit us. I would tell you, based off traveling this world as a soldier back then, a lot of the countries do give us as American people grace because they do realize there's a difference between the American people and our government. When I served as a military advisor over there in Iraq, I was just infatuated just how much they kept up with our government. They knew more than I knew, but they do give us grace. And I would tell you all, despite what the media tells us, we have a strong military, but our technology is inferior. So anytime they really want to just turn up the heat, it can be done. But most people, based off my experience and being in various countries, they do understand the American people and the American government is two different things. But at the same time, we have to take accountability as American citizens. What are we doing? If we're allowing these people to represent us, who we send up there to Congress and to represent us in the world, we are complicit to the behavior and things that's taking place around the world. So there's only so much grace that people can give us before enough is enough.
Well, the midterms are coming up, and it already looks like it's shifting gears, and people are waking up. So let's hope for that.
Yes.
And
this is where we get to step up as men. This is where we get to step into our leadership, true leadership. Everything is not about capital. Everything is not about resources. We have more than enough here. More than enough. For me, it's all about value. It's all about morals. It's all about ethics.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these other countries, they stand on their principles as far as ethics and morals. That's probably the only reason we have not been taken out as a nation yet, because of God. But once again, you can only poke the bear so many times. So, man, we got to stand up. This is a bigger reflection. I agree with Sid. This is a bigger reflection. We also standing up for our daughters, for our wives, for our families.
Mm-hmm.
If not, evil will prevail. And evil is showing us right now that it's winning.
All right, 30 seconds. That was Coach. 30 seconds. Chris, go for it. And then we'll go to Dr. Vod, Tony, and then I'll wrap it up.
30 seconds. It's been an amazing conversation, gentlemen. Of course, appreciate your honesty and your candor and the ability to have this platform. Sid, thank you so much. You know, for me, it is about deciding that you've had enough. You know, we can often ask ourselves the question, when will I have had enough of X, Y, and Z? And I think this is the time now for people who are watching this to have these conversations in your families, have these conversations in your communities, ask what we can do to vote differently, to get people into our local offices, our government offices who have the moral aptitude and character to fight for what's right and what's fair and to risk for which that mattered. I know I do that here in my local elections. I pay more attention to that than I ever have before because it all makes a difference. So this is a time to stand strong and to decide what you are willing to die for.
I've been listening as usual, but I'll make it really quick. For the men and those who love them who are watching this live on the replay, if you think or you say they should be doing this, he should be doing that, what are you doing? I'm complete.
All right, and I'll just say that, you know, the reality is based on what you guys are saying, and this is true. If you don't stand for something, we fall for anything. And to Chris's point, we really, you know, we need to get more involved. And sometimes at the very minimum is having open dialogue and have places and spaces to have open conversations with people that you disagree with. Because you find comfort among people who agree with you, you find growth among people who don't, with people who disagree with you. Because, you know, what's the point of going into an echo chamber and just hearing what you talk about all the time? Anyway, you got to listen to something new. And it should be about us getting involved at a local level, because at a local level, there's a lot of things that then trickle up. And because we're not paying attention to the local level, we have amazing, it's incredible the amount of people that got here 20 minutes ago that are taking office at lower levels and medium levels, because the people that are here aren't paying attention. They're not doing it because they think that the low level positions are just low level positions. No, those are stepping stones to something larger. So we need to get involved at a bigger level. And then I'll just wrap up by saying, you know, sign the files.
Love it. And thank you all for being here. I love you all. If I told my football players this and they were like, I talk to them all the time now. I'm like, yeah, you know, I was calm. They're like, Coach, you were never calm. Like you lit into us. But the truth is, if I'm not willing to stand and get after it, then I don't love you. That's just real talk. I already said I wash my hands. I'm done. So, Tony, I love you. That's what I know. And I feel that. I don't even question that. Like, I know if I need to call you, we'll get together and everything will be cool and things would happen however we need to happen. June 24th through the 27th, we've got a men's circle in person so we can get in some real deep conversations with some men. So June 24th through the 27th, look forward to it. And I said it, so I'm gonna say it. This is what I got to say to close it up. Sign the files. Just sign the files. Sign the files. I've been at peace for so long. It seems like I've been sitting all alone. Would you know when the crew is coming through? They're the ones that will make anew. Gotta go, gotta flow, gotta choose the truth. We the ones that will raise the roof.
sound good, vibes, one try. Can you feel me now? Be you, be me, be free. Go and take it till we bounce the beat. Take it to the streets, make a move the feet. I can slow it down, look in my eyes now. Just like you two want it fast. Spread them wings and make it last. God was the one to erase the past. Time to bring it forward to see the forecast. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Lift your dreams and fill the glass. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Lift your dreams and fill the glass. That was God's broadcast. That was God's broadcast. Time to embrace the peace. Time to embrace the peace. Time to embrace the peace.